questions for Ronnie?
Hey, Ronnie. So can you just explain sort of this feeling, this win, senior night? I mean, you started the season breaking a record, and now you end the last home game breaking another record. So how is this feeling for you?
It's an amazing feeling. Just being able to share that with the teammates I have out there. Of course, none of this was possible without them. So just being able to, share this moment with my teammates and family and everybody that, came to support us is a great feeling.
And what was sort of that mindset that team had before this game, because you guys came back from a tough loss, but also you have to balance that feeling of this celebrating senior night. So what was sort of the emotions the team had and you had before the game started?
The game comes before her senior night, honestly. So just, having that mindset of being 1-0. They got us last year, so, that played a factor in, how we felt for this game. But a great bounce-back win, and proud of the guys.
Ronnie, you said you're passing the torch to your little brother. So what was that moment like when you're just running out and then to see him and your dad there?
It was a special moment for the family for sure. Just seeing him grow up and, become the man that he is today, and just all the work that he's put in. I'm glad that, it's paid off, and he'll be here to keep the legacy going.
How did he tell you that he committed?
He just sent me the graphic, honestly. He didn't even mention it, anything. We were playing video games together, and he just sent me the graphic, and, I was pretty shocked.
So now you scoreboard watch. Do you want Nevada or San Diego State to win tonight?
It doesn't matter to me, honestly. Whatever helps us get to that championship game, I'm all in for. Like I said, it doesn't matter who wins or who loses to me. I just want a shot at the championship.
Knowing that you have one regular season game left in your career. I know this was senior day, but you have one guaranteed game left in your season before, obviously, bowl game, potential championship game. Have you thought about that yet, or was everything just focused on today?
Everything was just focused on today, really. It kicked in kind of late that this was my, last game here at Bulldog Stadium, possibly. So, I'm just, living it day by day and taking it game by game.
How do you feel like you've lived up to the 20 that you're wearing on your chest? You've talked all along about wanting to break your dad's records, knowing that this is the last time you're going to play at Bulldog Stadium. How do you feel like your legacy will be at Fresno State?
I think I made my mark coming here. I didn't want to live in my dad's shadow. So just, being able to create a name for myself is something that I took pride in. And, of course, I think that I, could have did a little bit more than what I've done so far. And, just, keep striving to be better.
Ronnie, I noticed after you scored your touchdown that you bowed down and saluted the crowd. Was that kind of your way of thanking the Red Wave for all the support that you've had over your career here?
Definitely, yeah. I had that one planned out a little bit. Just to do that celebration and just, thank all the fans and everybody that, has shown support over these past 5 years, I think it has, just to, give back to them and show them that, I appreciate them.
I feel like you ran into that corner multiple times. I mean, it's always the right corner, right? The direct snap into the right corner. I mean, the direct snaps, was that kind of in the game plan for you guys to have a lot of direct snaps with Cropper or you taking the ball first?
Yeah, definitely. We practiced that a lot this past week, and, Coach Grubb has a lot of trust in us. So just being able to, expand our offense a little bit and have multiple weapons that can take the snap.
The season's obviously not over yet, but just how grateful are you that you did take advantage of that extra year and come back, just given, what you guys have accomplished this year?
I'm extremely grateful. College football is something that, you remember forever. Just being around the guys and all my teammates, that's what really makes the year special. So, coming back and being able to spend another season with my team is, memories that you'll never forget.
Any final questions for Ronnie? Oh, sorry, I didn't see your hand.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
So you were telling me earlier that you are almost passing your father in rushing yards. You need a little bit over 100. I mean, how confident are you in your final guaranteed game to do so?
Very confident. Confidence is key, and I've always told him that I wanted to break that record. So, it'll just be a little bit extra motivation for this next game.
Up here, sweat. Thank you.
Who wants to start off questions for Alex?
Hey, Alex. I guess similar question for you because you're also part of that 17 for the senior night. Coming from UCLA, how I feel like you made your mark here, and what was sort of this night for you?
Man, my journey here has just been, remarkable. Just coming into a organization that believes in me, trusts in me, let me, be who I am. It's just like all I can do is just thank everybody. Red Wave, coaches, even players, they welcome me with open arms. Couldn't ask for a better situation. Coaches pushed me every single day from the first year I got here till now to be where I am. And honestly, I'm just grateful for the opportunity.
How do you feel like your marks coming is going to be for Fresno State? I mean, coming from UCLA, and then now, you're off the court as well in the Masters program here for Fresno State and stuff like that. So how do you feel is sort of that impact you're going to make on the school?
Honestly, just, try to be a role model to the younger guys. That's the main thing. One of the things I wanted to leave this legacy with is like, obviously, on the field, but like, the younger guys, just let them know, education matters as well. So, just having that balance of, good education and playing physical on the field, I feel like that's just something that I try to pride myself in and just want that to be instilled in the younger O-line, and I try to preach that to them, every day as well.
And then with this win, how just explain that feeling at the end, being able to have not only your family in the beginning of the game help you with the introduction, but also, they're alongside with you as you cheer for this victory.
Tried not to cry, but then I look to my right, I look to my left, all the other seniors crying, so I'm like, okay, might be good to cry. So just seeing my mom there, seeing she, how proud she is, just seeing the crowd for the last time, like, wow, I just took everything in. Even if I got hurt or anything, people are asking me, why are you smiling? Why are you smiling? I'm like, man, this is what we like. This is what we want. Even the pain was something that, I don't know, just brought me joy in a way. Because, something I don't know if I'll ever necessarily feel that again, especially at home, and the crowd is, cheering you on. So just, took everything in, just saying hi to all the fans and stuff like that is just, something that I'm going to hold dear to my heart.
Can you tell us what the YDN is on your bandana?
Oh, YDN stands for Young Determined Nigerians. It's a group me and my friends back home in LA made. We also do music, but it's also more of just a organization. There's a lot of Nigerians where I'm from in LA and even across the globe, especially in sports and other organizations as well. And just trying to get as many Nigerians into this kind of culture of we can do it too. Our parents kind of have this mindset of more you should be a doctor or a lawyer and stuff like that, but if we can get the same push to be athletes as well, I feel like that's a place we can dominate. So it's just a group me and my friends made, pretty much.
But to represent it, I assume that you have this on somewhere, clothing, apparel for every game. Where else do you represent YDN?
YDN everything. Honestly, all the guys been asking me for headbands and shirts and stuff. It's coming soon. We have to get the right things going, especially with NIL. So just want to get it perfect. Just happy the coach lets me rock it, during the game and stuff like that. So.
We asked Ronnie this. I'll ask you the same thing. Bouncing back from that loss to Boise State, how big was it for you guys to come out and make the statement that you did, completely one-sided game in your favor?
It was very big. Obviously, there was a lot of things that, played into the game, but we didn't want to necessarily look to all of that. We knew, even if it wasn't senior night, we had to come out and give it our all. The main thing, we just remember how that locker room was last year, losing to this team, and we didn't want that to happen again. So we just came out here. We had the practice we've had all the way to today. We knew it was going to be a great week for us, and we just want to do everything in our power to go to that next level.
Was there anything in particular that you personally tried to work on from last game to this game?
Just intensity. I feel like we didn't come out with as much as intensity as we could. So just trying to get the guys going, keep the energies up, being more physical, try to get more of a run game going as well.
We just spoke to Ronnie. Just what are your thoughts on his career and what has it just been like blocking for him?
Man, ever since I came here, that's one of the first people you just gravitate towards. That's one of the first people you just see on the field. Man, he's a great running back, fast, quick. He's everything you need in a running back. He makes you look good as well. So he's also a leader, funny guy. There's nothing you can say bad about that guy, man. And organizations are blessed to have talent like that. And to be here and, he didn't necessarily even have to come back this year. And just to come back, just for us and the team and just lay it on the line for a chance to win a ring is just something we just, we thank him for. And just glad to be a part of that, that journey and part of that history.
Any final questions?
Alex, I can't recall seeing so many different combinations and guys coming in and out on the line. Just what was going on there, and how did it feel to get a lot of different guys involved?
Just, later in the season, so guys are, banged up and stuff like that. Just trying to find the right mix of guys. Nothing necessarily in terms of production-wise, just trying to find the right mix of guys with guys being banged up and whatnot, and also getting just guys, more experience, especially with like how the game was going. We felt like this was a game we could get more guys in to get that more experience. We, TP got in, Torian Penwright, I think this was his first time getting some snaps as well. So just getting some of the younger guys in there.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Who wants to start off questions for Kevin?
Just walk us through the emotions of senior day and what it was like just running down that ramp.
Oh man, it was it was sad for me. I shedded a few tears. I've been here. I'm probably one of the oldest dudes on the team. Been here for a while. It's been a long journey. And man, like I could say, it's a bittersweet. I know football's not over for me. And I know this season's not over. We still got steps to take. But after our last game, whenever that may be, I'll never play another game in this stadium. So that kind of broke my heart to know that I'll never play another game here, because this is really a special place. When you first get here, they tell you that, and you don't really believe it until you actually play here. And I think that just knowing that comes to an end, that one really broke my heart.
What was the best part about tonight for you?
The best part was the first play of the game. Just seeing the energy that everybody brings, because everybody, like we said at the beginning of the game, just give it your all. And the guys who, the seniors who here who shedded blood, sweat, and tears on that field, play for them, play for the guy next to you, play for this team. It's not over, and I feel like everybody came out. We did that. The young guys got in at the end of the game. They went out there and they gave everything. Never took our foot off the gas.
Kevin, you've been a part of, I don't even know how many senior days, because like you said, you've been here for a long time, but to go through it yourself, did it feel different? Did you kind of know what to expect? And then obviously the anticipation versus the reality of going down the ramp, everyone cheering your name, your teammates lining up in a tunnel.
I didn't really expect that, and
I didn't think I was really gonna get that emotional, but like when it happened, it was like, man, this is a different feeling. It's just, I don't know, it was like something you just couldn't explain. It just happened like all so fast, and just to think now that I would never play another game, like I said earlier, it was like just like an all moment, like dang.
With New Mexico, knowing that they beat you in the last game of the season last year, is that something that you had circled on your calendar going into this season because you had all off season to linger on what they did to you guys last year in Vegas?
Most definitely. Like we said, every game we prepared differently, but this game, had something. It was just a little more edge, like they gave it to us last year, and like we applaud them for that. But this year, we wasn't gonna let it happen twice. We was gonna go out there, give it our all, keep our foot on the gas all 4 quarters, and that's what we did.
So what do you do heading into the bye week?
Rest up, get treatment, any nicks and bruises, get that handled, and then, just start preparing for the next game.
What can you just say about your unit tonight? Almost had a shutout there going into the game. Just your, I guess, redemption after last week.
I could say like we just all played our keys. We stick to the script, and we just played our assignment, make sure everything was correct. Kept eye discipline like we've harped on all week, and and the results came out like Coach Ian said.
Any final questions for Kevin?
I've got one more quick one. Before the game, you guys were all huddled up. You and Jay both said words to the team. What did you say?
I just told the team, like, man, I love y'all boys. This isn't the last game we're going to play, but this is the last game we're going to play together in this stadium, and I just want everybody to go out here, give it your all. Don't worry about playing for the seniors. Like, although this is senior day, don't worry about playing for the seniors. Play for the guy next to you, because at the end of the day, we still fighting to get into that championship game.
Thank you.
Who wants to start off questions for Coach?
What a difference a week makes, huh? So feels good to be sitting here seeing these guys, talking about the game and the excitement they have, and just proud of the seniors. I know a lot's being made of it, a lot of questions, which I think is deserving for those guys. They're a special group. I loved the energy. I loved the vibe I was getting, especially the second half of the week from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I thought our pregame, the vibe and just the excitement, it was special. And probably the only thing I was a little concerned about was the emotions I saw from the seniors when they were getting introduced and coming down the ramp. And it just shows that, I could see how important this place is to them, and I know that's the type of guys we got on this football team, but there's an extra year pretty much for everyone here. I know you got a Tyson Maeva that just came in this spring, but you have guys like you just saw, Kevin. He's been here 6 years, and that just means those relationships are stronger. There's been a bigger investment, and there's a lot more tears shed than I even imagined, which, felt like once they kicked off the ball, they kind of were able to put that to the side and play football the way they know how to do. So I'm super proud of these guys and the effort they gave tonight.
Hey, Coach, for the seniors that weren't able to speak tonight, can you just talk about, Cesar Silva having that career-high 51-yard field goal kick, and then also just talk about Raymond Powell's, who also got a touchdown for today's game?
Yeah, that's it's a tribute to Cesar. Yeah, I think he had another long one too, 48 yards, and so it's a tribute to Cesar just on how hard he's worked. I was not here his first year, but I just know, that was a hard year for him, and last year you could really see him just really his commitment in the offseason on his own when he wasn't around us. It had to have been there because he came back much better than I imagined, and it just has continued to carry over, and now it's a confidence thing, and now he's a leader of a specialist unit that continues to grow, and everyone believes in him. Our team believes that every time he lines up, he's going to give it a chance, and he did that again 2 times today. So I'm super proud of him. And Ray Powell's, just a guy that has stayed the course and kept playing and kept improving. It was great seeing him get a couple touches, or at least one. 3 touches today, and score on the one. It was a great effort on his end. So every single senior, 17 of them, they kind of have their own little role and little niche, and they all come in at different entry points in their careers. But I tell you what, the bond between them is all tight. Now, the last thing I'll say about the seniors is there's 17 of them, and by the end of this semester, all 17 are going to have at least their undergraduate degree, and so that's pretty special. We have 31 guys right now already in grad classes on the team, so pretty great group, not just on the field but off the field as well.
Is Jordan Mims 100%?
Yeah, I feel like he's 100%. It was really great seeing him get. I love that when our backs are involved in the pass game, and you saw those guys catching a few balls. Jordan, has 100 and 100 and some yards receiving, and pretty much 130. I can't find the receiving yards, but close to 130 yards of total offense. That's a big day for us and for him, and so proud of the way he played. He had a great week of practice. Both him and Ronnie were healthy this week, and it shows. Those guys got a lot of touches between the two of them.
Both you and Coach Grubb mentioned earlier in the week that he's going to be coming back for his senior season. In your conversations with the seniors, and I know you only honored the 17 that have no more eligibility left, is Jake Haener coming back next season, for example? Have you had that conversation yet?
Yeah, we honestly haven't had strong conversations. So with Jordan even, I think the last time you get the vibe from him that he is, and that's the feeling. Things change. Nothing has led me to believe that it's going to change, but you start having those conversations as the season winds down, and some of that will probably happen. I couldn't give you an indication, and I wouldn't be confident in saying exactly where everyone sits right now with Jordan and Jake. In my mind, they're coming back. That's just the vibe I get and where they're at. So I think they see that they can continue to do something special, and we got a great core that has a whole another year. Some guys have 2 years left of eligibility. So they have a lot of fun out there, and these are times that you can never get back. And so I'm looking forward to seeing these guys play at least 1 year, and many of these guys hopefully 2 more.
Coach, what was the reasoning why Tyson didn't play tonight?
He's been battling an injury pretty much the entire year. I know all you guys watch close, and so I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but multiple times a game he has to pick himself up off the turf, and so he's just dinged up, and it's going to be that way the rest of the year, and we're just trying to get him as healthy as we can to play as many snaps as possible. And some weeks are better than others, and this was probably one of the tougher weeks physically for him. And so he was ready to go in emergency, but we were just trying to do everything we could to limit reps at the very least, and try to not have him out there at the most. The guy's a team leader, and if there's anyone that was tearing up as much as any on the team, it's him. He loves this team. He loves this program, the guys that he plays with. And that was hard because I know what he's going through, and I know the pain he's in. It's been going on for half a season, at least. So
the penalties didn't kill you tonight like they did last week, but you still had 10 for 79 yards. Offensive line certainly comes to mind. How do you shore that up between Matt, between Dante, et cetera?
Yeah, it comes with getting the same continuity in practice. The rotations you saw today are pretty indicative of how practices go right now with the health of guys, and I think with the injuries we do have, I think we, with the bye week, can get those guys healthy and have some continuity. Next weekend and through the early part of next week would be important to have that group together. There were some big ones though. The roughing the passer, keeps the defense on the field, and then the punt return for a touchdown. I don't know if the penalty was what sprung the play. That might be the case. But either way, we got to make sure we're giving ourselves a chance, and we took points off the board there. So it's just, got to keep being better at that. That's probably the biggest area that we need to continue to improve. So you got a little chippy out there, and, the second or third guy is usually one that gets caught, and we had a penalty, I think, that way too. And so guys just got to be smart.
Coach, you got the bye week coming up, and then you have one regular season game left against San Jose State. If we were to tell you before the season started that you'd be 8-3 with one regular season game left, how would you feel then versus how you feel now?
Yeah, I think, just coming off of the last two seasons, I mean, the guys didn't like and didn't agree that, they were a 3-3 team the year before, 4 wins. But, I was like, until you do it, that's who you are. And the offseason just really gave me a lot of belief, and as well as the guys, that we'd have a successful season. And there's certainly some disappointments, but the consistency, I think, at a higher level, winning football games is got the guys energized. And I can't say I would be happy with an 8-3 because we got 2 losses and we're not in the control of our destiny in the conference. So the overall record, I care about the conference and where we're at right now. That's the hard part about it, But we got a special season going, and yes, we need some help. But the thing I love about this team is the character of it, and they're going to keep fighting and keep believing and not having any regrets. And they did that this week. They showed that through their mindset when they came out to practice. Once they hit the football field and we started practicing. After the stretch, I think, of Tuesday's practice, man, it was as energized as any of the games when we've been getting ready to play some of the big ones throughout this year. And so that carried out through the week, and that's why I think we came out strong and played well right off the bat, because New Mexico does enough stuff on both sides of the ball that are a pain in the butt. I mean, I'll just put it that way, because they run that option, and you got to be disciplined. And we were disciplined. We missed a tackle early in the first half on a 3rd down. But we were pretty disciplined with our assignments, and offensively, punching it in against all the movement with the line that had also some adjustments and changes to it. It took some work, and the guys grinded it out, and got the lead and put themselves in a good spot at halftime to be able to come out with the victory.
You just touched on the short memory, but Jake Haener, another 300 passing yard game, no turnovers out of him. Can you just speak on his performance last week to this week? Yeah,
I just really liked how just collected he was. His poise this week was just really good. Efficient, I think, high completion percentage, or pretty good. 24 for 31. So efficient, and it showed in practice. He was consistent all week, and just even today, he was okay with, at the end of the last couple drives, a time or two where, you make a decision to throw it away or, live with a punt instead of trying to force things. And that's team football. That's team football. He has so much pride. He wants to make every single play. He's so competitive. And sometimes it just things fall apart on you on a certain play, and you got to live to play another down. I think he showed some maturity with that tonight.
Just finally, to go back to the senior day, to see all those family members up in the stands, they took like an entire section. Some of them, flew in from out of state too. What was it like just to see them there? And did you kind of share a message with them before the game?
I didn't get to see the families. I mean, just because they come in and then we do the introductions, but. I will say this. I mean, those families have been through a lot, because last year they didn't get to see their sons play. And being a parent myself, I can't imagine that. I really can't. That had been extremely hard. And, so I give our guys a lot of credit. I think that's why it was maybe a little more emotional than most senior days, just because of what they've all been through and what this all means, and celebrating the good times, but also the good times are better because of the hard times that you went through. And so I love our players. We're a family program, and you can see that by what we had representing us there tonight with the families. And so it's cool. We got a lot more football to hopefully play too and enjoy it.
Final question?
Coach, you touched on Caesar. You had Ronnie Rivers breaking a record. You had Kenny G and Jason Diaz both get 2 tackles there at the last drive. Anything in particular stand out to you more than others about the senior day and some of the performances?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just glad that all those guys get a chance to, as many guys as possible, get a chance to go out there and it's just cool that, you know, some of those guys excelled when they had their opportunity and made the plays they got when they got the chances. And man, there's just, I mean, you start rattling off the guys. I mean, Kenny has been here, you know, forever. We talk about Kevin Atkins and guys like that, but Kenny, and whatever his role is, if it's just kickoff team, he's going to go down there and do it as hard as he can. And I mean, those guys were just as emotional as anyone else saw, you know, Kenny and Jason before the game. And I mean, this is special, you know, because of the investment you put in. So I'm just really happy for them. We got the seniors all together in the middle. Just really acknowledge and recognize them in the locker room. Want to show our love and appreciation. It's hard because in our minds we got to make sure we're thinking about our team and football that lies ahead. But they'll put probably the last time in Bulldog Stadium. You got to make sure you make it a memorable one. And I'm proud of these guys and happy for them.
And considering your next game's on a Thursday afternoon, how much of this bye week is actually a bye week, or what does that look like?
Yeah, we already got it planned out. You know, we'll come back and do our normal Sunday. Monday and Tuesday, we will give them off. They just need mentally, you know, physically to get away for a little bit, focus on school. The semester's going extremely fast, but they will be strong with treatments. It doesn't mean they're not here. They're pretty much here all the time with treatments and all of that. And then Wednesday, Thursday, we'll get back into practice again. And we'll go through the weekend. We'll practice Saturday, Sunday. And then next week it will turn over really quick. So try to be as healthy as possible going into the weekend, I think, is the key, because that's when the real practices with the scout team looks and so forth. We'll do some developmental things, I think, with Wednesday and Thursday's practice, trying to get some young guys, you know, some work and keep building our depth. Trying to let some of the older guys, especially on Wednesday, you know, maybe have a few plays off just to try to get healthier.
Coach, can you talk about the 78-yard screen pass to Mims that really drove the ball down? It seemed like, you know, 2 plays earlier was that 13-yard loss in the sack, and it seemed like momentum could have gone New Mexico's way when that play just completely turned it back around in your favor.
Yeah, I think you're right. I thought it was a really good call by Coach Grubb, and you know, they bring so much pressure, and not every screen is going to hit, right? You know, you might hit a couple big ones, and then, you know, a screen. There's a lot more moving parts, and the timing was right. Jordan is an experienced guy. He found a way to wiggle through the pressure to get in Jake's vision. You know, that's the number one thing, is getting his vision so he can throw it. And obviously, guys are storming down on Jake, and then we got some key blocks in the perimeter. I don't know exactly who it was, but we got some key blocks. And you know, Jordan, I think, continues to show his explosiveness. You know, I think things that he's improved on over the years with his speed. And so he's obviously gotten bigger, but he's continued to maintain that ability to break the big ones. So you're right. I think that was a big play. We had the series before where we gave up the 4th down, roughing the passer, and then they hit the big play kind of just over our fingertips and punch it in. And, it was a good response for us offensively.
Hey, thanks, Coach.
Yeah, thank you, guys.